My name is Toni Hopper Pendergrass, and as president of San Juan College, it is my pleasure to be part of this unique video project which serves as an outreach to all of the regional school districts from our local businesses, and it emphasizes the importance of a skilled workforce. San Juan College has taken the lead to develop and improve our workforce in partnership with Four Corners Economic Development and Workforce Connections. We're aiming to be the first certified ACT work-ready community in New Mexico, and you are a critical part of the efforts. In fact, you're part of the emerging workforce that businesses depend on for filling their entry-level jobs. You have the opportunity to prove to local businesses that you have the skills to do the job. This certificate serves as a hiring credential in addition to your high school diploma, and it's recognized by the endorsing employers. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn about the expectations of local businesses with respect to the skills and abilities of job applicants. And thank you for participating in the WorkKeys assessments.
Employers in San Juan County want you. What do you need to do to get hired and not get fired? Employers are coordinating efforts to hire the right employee. The video you're about to see tells you what local employers, in their own words, are looking for and what they expect from an employee. They'll also tell you why your score on the WorkKeys assessment is so important.
What WorkKeys has done is made us more successful at hiring the right person the first time.
The WorkKeys assessment has great benefit for us as an employer, that when we see the WorkKeys come in, we're able to evaluate and see if that's, first off, somebody that we want to talk to. It's showing that they have skills to begin with that can match up to the person that we're needing.
It matches people's skills with the jobs. For instance, we've got a number of key attributes here: reading, being able to look up information, math, the ability to work well on a team.
Because it's a tangible way for an employer such as San Juan Regional to determine that they have the hard skills necessary to do a job.
Another benefit is if somebody really has that dream career, they can take the test, and that dream career may require skills a little bit higher than what they have. So it will point out a weakness in an area that they can bring those skills up so that they can follow their dreams and chase that career that they'd like to have.
We internally didn't even realize how important, some of the business writing skills were, the locating information skills, the reading for information skills. Once that was brought to light, we were able to really target a higher level employee, and we saw immediate results, much greater success in the people that we were hiring.
It's very expensive to hire and train employees, and if we know that they have the basic reading, writing skills, math skills, then we can go forward from there.
We have found that testing and assessing the abilities of our employees, it creates longer retention in work, less frustration for our employees. We want them to be better prepared. We want to give them opportunities to be in a better environment that does a lot of training. And this is just exactly why we look at the assessment tool for WorkKeys to see how prepared our employees are going to be.
To make sure everything's filled out. Ask them a couple of standard questions.
We have to read for a lot of information. Our mechanics aren't just wrench turners anymore. They have to be able to look up information. You have to be able to read instructions, understand what the instructions are trying to tell them, be able to complete those tasks based on the information that they've either been given or we're able to research, turn that into the basic information that they need to complete the job.
The ability to read paper, read numbers, and deal with information in a very accurate fashion is critical That accuracy makes the customer happy because they're able to get what they need.
We have to read specifications from customers. We have books and books on their specifications. So we've got to take those technical specs and translate them into our product.
Reading's just a real important foundation for everyday life.
You need to be able to understand the instructions that are written down.
Writing skills with incident reports within our sheriff's office or detectives division or anything that comes into account, that you've got to have something to write. And writing really translates and correlates into the technology aspects of being able to write it, on a keyboard. If they can't write incident reports or if they can't write up daily reports that they're required to do so, there's no way to progress to a supervisory role.
When you're sending an email to your supervisor or to the head of another department in another area, you need to be able to express yourself clearly, what your question is, what your need is.
What we look for in one of the WorkKeys assessments that we have any applicant take is business writing. So we're not looking for someone that can really write a novel, but someone that's really good at business writing, that can really communicate the facts, what they found when they arrived on location, the corrective actions that they took to make the repairs that were needed, and what the outcome was. And it all makes sense to the client in the end.
Our mechanics go out to the field, everything they put is in their computer, and they have to put all their notes for the job, so our customers see all that. So we want them to be able to write clear understanding of what the job that they did.
Building information modeling, it's all three-dimensional.
You can cut glass, but you can't stretch it. So being able to read a tape measure is the most important thing. So knowing how to do fractions and do fractions well and read a tape measure is critical, because otherwise we cut stuff too small and it ends up having to get thrown away.
You must have that basic math knowledge to be able to do your job. Whether it's adding up receipts, whether it is figuring out how much medication somebody should have. That's where your fractions and your decimals come in. Just every single thing that we do, there seems to be math involved.
So as a gas influx may come in at the very bottom.
Everything we do is done on a computer, from communication between employees, between supervisors and employees, between department heads, by email, the inputting of teller transactions, generating receipts, and giving cash back to our checking customers, inputting loan information to see if they qualify for a loan.
So if we got you approved, we would be able to do around that amount.
Their computer skills are absolutely essential.
Long gone are the days of paperwork, even for oil and gas field technicians. Every technician that we have has a laptop computer in his truck. Every work order we fill out is using a computer. All the manuals that the company has on the equipment that we service every day, all those manuals are on his computer. Oftentimes, they'll have to use spreadsheets to complete certain tasks during the day.
So people are surprised when they say, well, I'm just looking for a job for a mechanic, but you want me to have computer knowledge? Yes, we do. They're very surprised at that.
Sure. What was that number again?
As we interact with our customers and our coworkers, you have to be able to speak clearly and verbalize what your question is, what your point is, what help you need. As we visit with customers, we have to be prompt and upbeat and happy and positive and answer their questions in a way to satisfy their needs and make them feel comfortable.
What do you got? Oh, I just wanted to give you an update on all the stuff.
A customer walks into our front counter and says something happened last night, they have a broken window, and our customer service reps are listening to the problem, being empathetic to the situation that's happened to that customer, because odds are they're here because something not so well has happened in their life, and to be able to be empathetic, and then also figure out what the need is. And once we determine the need, then we're able to act on that and find solutions.
35, it's got some solder tabs, so the first thing that will happen is that flat plate.
An ability to communicate. So that means building that strong team relationship inside the organization and outside as well. So if you're working for the oil and gas industry or the power plant, your ability to represent your company both inside the company and outside, I believe, are those skill sets that the companies are looking for.
But a lot of communication skills in that they've got to communicate with their team members and their teammates to know exactly how to do things and how to put this thing together.
Teamwork is essential, especially regarding safety. You can't have people working independently of one another on most of our vehicles, most of our equipment. There's either a 2-man, a 3-man team, and it's essential that each person communicate with one another. If you don't, you end up with accidents and injuries. So teamwork for our company is across the board. I don't think there's any one single person that can go out there by themselves and do a job.
These guys get all kinds of random projects sent their way, and they're very intuitive on coming up with solutions. They've got to be able to work out the problem when not necessarily every single bit of details being provided to them.
Problem solving is one of those key components that I think every employer is looking for. We hire people to solve problems for us. No matter what job you're getting into, what skill you have, what profession you're going after, that's really the root of it all. An employer is looking for an employee that can solve problems for them. An employee that is a problem solver can very easily become a superstar in any company, not just here at Twin Stars. Those are the people that you see rise up through the ranks. Any employer is going to see that employee as a key person. They're able to solve problems for me. I'm going to give them more responsibility. Typically, with more responsibility comes more pay.
And so what these guys have to be successful and help PESCO is good problem-solving skills, good analytical skills.
So just take this plate here and put one here at about 30 degrees.
Okay. They've got to be able to envision what we're talking about in engineering and put it on a piece of paper and be able to effectively communicate that to the people in the shop.
And we communicate and we handle conflict resolution just the same way we do in a family, is that we talk about it. We talk one-to-one. We don't go around and behind each other's back. Yeah. Now, we have lots of people that have been here 10, 20, almost 30 years. And I think the reason that they're here is because we deal with conflict very well. And that's part of just communicating and really loving one another well.
They have to have the ability to understand what the conflict is. They have to have the ability to communicate with one another in a professional manner.
I just, I make my own schedule. I am an independent woman.
So if we have a schedule for you...
Oh, just a minute. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Borrow it. I'll get it back later. Okay, thanks, fine. Okay, continue.
Okay, thank you for that.
Don't oversell yourself that, yes, I can do this and I can do this, and say that you can do things that you can't.
I would be honored to be a future employee of San Juan Regional Medical Center. I've done a lot of research on the company and I agree strongly with the values. I believe I would be an asset to the team because I am a team player. I know that safety is #1.
Dressing well, ability to communicate, a well-written resume, and showing up on time. And they need to know their subject. They graduated from the School of Energy. They paid very close attention to the subjects. Industry's going to ask them a couple of very simple questions that are related to their degree. That is going to make them very successful with any organization they were to become hired for.
Asking appropriate questions.
Well, they need to know something about PESCO. What do we do? So when you go in and you show our HR department that you've done a little background check on PESCO, then that's really good because we know you're really interested.
I think employers are really looking for students that have a real sense of responsibility, showing up on time, understanding that the assets that they're going to be responsible for are worth millions of dollars, and being a critical asset and being a key asset to the company. That's probably the most important thing. So when students can understand that they're obtaining a career with these companies, that it's more than a job, it truly is a career, and they need to take this very seriously. So a good fundamental foundational start in their education when they're looking at it's math, reading, writing, it's very important that they take these subjects very seriously.
So, want to get hired and not get fired? Remember these tips. Do your best on the WorkKeys assessment. Your scores could mean the difference between getting hired and not getting hired. Show up on time. Turn your cell phone off. Dress appropriately. Research the company you're applying with. Have a strong work ethic.
Thank you for participating in the WorkKeys assessments.